You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Welcome to the Still Rocking It podcast, where we'll have news, reviews and interviews with some of our favourite Australian musicians and artists. Today we catch up with Rai Thistlethwayte from Thirsty Merc. We zoomed him in the car with him and his gorgeous girlfriend driving between gigs between states. Speak to any artist in Australia, they cannot say enough about Rai, who is a very, very accomplished musician. What's he up to at the moment? Let's find out. You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you for joining me today. Now, Rai, you were born into a pretty musical family. You started learning piano at a very young age, before you were 5, from your mum and your dad as a bass playing guitarist. So was there any hope of you becoming anything other than a musician?
It's a good question. I think I wasn't much good at sport, I wasn't that interested in things like maths and science and all that kind of stuff. I was definitely into the science of sound and the technicalities of music and all the theory of music and everything. So yeah, I had the support from my family, so I was very, very lucky to have gone into that. Yeah, my older brother was into visual arts and my younger brother was much more sporty than I was. So they've gone into more of that, but I was definitely the one from my two brothers that got into stuff and sort of continued the family tradition in a way.
Went into the family business, hey? Have you ever thought about, if not music, what is it that you would be doing now?
Another great question. I think I've been interested in psychology. You know, part of my songwriting chronicles relationships as well, and how people fit into the world and see themselves in the world. So I guess that probably would have been an interest. I do like photography, so part of me might have gone into something visual arts-wise.
Yeah, so still in the artistic fields.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. But look, I didn't really give myself something to fall back on, because if I think about having something to fall back on, I'm just going to fall back on it.
There was no plan B.
I thought to myself, such a competitive world that if I've got a plan B, I'll never make as much of a go at plan A.
That's a good philosophy, actually. And I think you were pretty much born to it, because you're a pretty clever cookie. After you finished high school, you were awarded a scholarship to the Sydney Conservatorium of Music, Bachelor of Music in Jazz Piano.
I didn't actually finish the degree, but that's correct. I was awarded a full scholarship to CineCon. Started that degree and really enjoyed it, by the way. Basically what happened is I got offered a record deal from Sony over in New York, and I started travelling around and making albums. And
that's what direction you ended up taking.
Yeah, that recording project required me to be away abroad multiple times during the year, to the point where I thought, I'll just run with this. These days I'd like to be able to go and study again, but life happens in the meantime. And
then, of course, in 2002, you formed Thirsty Merc, and away you went on that project.
Yes, absolutely. You're
with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Let's have a quick Thirsty Merc song now. Back with Rai after this to hear what he's doing next. Here's 20 Good Reasons. Give it 20 good reasons. Apart from the Thirsty Merc work, you've also been recording under a solo name of Sun Rai in LA. You're not based in LA anymore, or are you?
Funny, I've been actually talking about plans to be there at some point in the foreseeable future. In fact, Jackie and I have just been talking about spending a bit of time over there. I mean, we've just got to wait till international travel opens up a bit more. I think US is still dealing with this COVID thing, and I mean, we're all dealing with it here a little bit as well, but definitely over there. I don't think Australia's going to really open up to travel for a while, but essentially, yes, I have done quite a bit of work over there as a solo artist and also as a hired gun for other artists as well. In fact, that's a bit of a part of the whole vision and dream, really. So it is back to LA one day? Yeah, one day, not too distant, I would say.
We're lucky enough to have you here in Australia for a while, and you've got a tour coming up with the fabulous Caprettos, which we'll talk about in a little minute, but you also write prose and poetry under an alias, Michael Albatross.
Yeah, that's a different thing altogether. I mean, that's kind of an older project. I did release an album, spoken word, sort of set to music, called I Can See Oxygen. It was a very unknown release, but I ended up re-releasing it under my own name. But it was a weird thing. It was almost back in the day. At that time, I was much more ingrained in the Thirsty Merc breakthrough years of that band. The music was so different in that spoken word project. I thought, oh, I may as well release it under an alias.
You still do have a bit of a connection with jazz. You're at the Wangaratta Jazz Festival and twice at the Stonington Jazz Festival back in Melbourne. And Pocket Rocket Music, that's a jazzy album?
Oh, well, that was a solo EP I did back in 2013, I think. Yeah, that's kind of more soul pop jazz crossover, I guess. It referred to it a bit as like a yacht rock kind of sound. But I definitely have a connection with jazz, yes.
The tour that you've got, this is a pretty diverse bunch of people. We've got Daryl Braithwaite, Russell Morris, Jack Jones, and yourself teamed up as the fabulous Caprettos. Now, how did this bunch of guys get together?
Well, it was really a vision of a promoter, a guy called John Starr. He's based in Perth, but he sort of works directly with Daryl and Russell, and he was running a few scenarios of different lineups for a while. Originally, I was included in a lineup which was available for, so I said, yeah, I'm keen. And then it all got moved to last year, and I thought I wasn't available for it because of a tour that I was going to be doing with Joe Satriani playing keyboards in his band overseas. I never ended up doing any of the shows with Joe because of COVID. Everything got postponed, and then John Starr called me again and said, oh, by the way, we're going to do this tour and it's going to be next year, 2021. I said, well, there's nothing going to be happening overseas at all, so I'm available again, so I'd love to be involved. And then I found out that it was, well, I always knew it was going to be Jack, Daryl, Nick Russell came on a bit later on, and there was a few other people being talked about. It was always talking about it with John Starr, and it's cool that it's actually finally happening.
It's a great concept. 4 great friends, 4 great artists performing together for the first time, performing your best hits and favourite songs. So we'll hear some of our favourites like 20 Good Reasons and Someday, and In the Summertime.
Yeah, I'll be playing most of those, definitely 2 out of the 3.
And sometimes with these concepts, artists will be on the stage individually for a while and sort of come together maybe for a song or 2 at the end. But you guys are going to be on the stage together the entire concert.
I believe so, yes.
There's going to be a few new tracks thrown in as well. Can you give us any teasers, or is that all top secret?
Oh, well, they're the new songs, so.
We're very lucky here in Adelaide because I think we're your first port of call.
Oh, you're in Adelaide?
You'll be here on the 21st of May at our Bridgeway Hotel, which is a favourite venue out north in Adelaide. We look forward to seeing you then. I'll see you down the front because I'll be reviewing the show.
Fantastic.
I know you're a very busy man. I've captured you on the road between towns. So thank you for making the time to have a quick talk today.
Yeah, no worries.
Legend. Look, have a safe trip, you two.
We will.
Will I see you both in Adelaide?
Maybe.
Are you coming? Let me put my glasses on. So if I see you at the Bridgeway, I can recognise you. Oh, you're beautiful. You're so stunning. Lucky fella, Ray.
I am very lucky to have this woman in my life. We've been trying to work out our global travel world domination plan today.
I don't imagine it's easy. So I wish you both all the best together and career-wise, and we'll see you on the 21st.
It'll be good. It should be a fun one.
Thanks, Ray. Ta-da.
Thanks for the time. See ya.
Bye. You're with Cheryl Lee, that radio chick. Thank you so much for joining me on the Still Rocking It podcast. Hope to catch you again next time. Get out when you can, support Aussie music, and I'll see you down the front.